Perfect. Okay, so to sign into Quincia, all the students need to do is use their university email. They will receive an invitation, or they can come directly to the site and click sign in and sign up. They put in their university email and that launches single sign-on. So I'm going to sign into my test account, but for San Diego students, they will be using single sign-on. So this is what they see when they first log in. They will have to activate their license. It's a big button underneath where it says dashboard. They can't do anything until they click that button. But if you have students reach out and say they can't upload, generally they haven't clicked that button yet. Uploading a resume is super easy though, and that is the first step. So we do have style guides or templates that are managed by the university if the student doesn't have a resume yet. If they do, all they have to do is click upload new. And there's two options. They can either upload a PDF or a Word document. The only difference is a Word document allows them to make edits within the site, and I'll show you how that is done. So it's just a drag and drop of the file, and it'll turn green when it's ready to upload for the student. Here we go, just like that. And they hit next, and it's just like an online job application. So Quincia is layered over the most commonly used applicant tracking system parsing service in the US, Canada, and the UK. So if students are applying on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, all those online job boards, they will interact with these ATS. But when they upload to Quincia, they'll also get to see how their information is being read by Employer Technology. So this confirmation page should be auto-filling. They can change things, but then they click upload, and it takes about 90 seconds for the analysis to populate. I won't make us wait the whole 90 seconds. I'll go through that analysis with you really quickly. This is what the students see. They have a score and badge in the top right, scoring breakdown in the middle here, and then flags and improvements to focus on. Improvements in yellow are just recommendations for a more impactful resume. Flags in red are edits that should be made. It will keep them from parsing an applicant tracking system properly. And we break those down into 3 sections on the side. First being general, that's looking at all the key areas of the document: education, experience, contact information. Next is a formatting check, and that is checking everything from margins, indentations, spacing, punctuation, grammar, spelling. And the students just click on what's highlighted to see what they need to fix. I have too many font sizes here. And you can see I can change the content. To change the formatting, they just double click and the formatting bar comes up to make all of those changes. Now, the last area of analysis is content. And that's where Quinn is going through the bullet points, looking for skills and quantification. And so if I click on one of these red ones here, you can see I'm missing both essential and technical skills. Quinn gives me some examples to mock my bullet points after, and then examples of skills to use within that bullet point. And these are relevant to what the student's writing. So if I click on another one that's highlighted red, I'm missing the same things, but my examples have changed as well as the skills to use within there. And we've even gone the extra step to make it so students can't highlight and copy our bullet points. They have to come up with their own. Now, at the bottom of their page, they will also have a few additional things. This skills cloud in the middle where they can see what skills they're already highlighting throughout their document. They'll also have a skills gap analyzer where they can copy and paste in job descriptions and see what skills match and then what skills they're missing so they can incorporate those into bullets. And then the search for technical skills, which allows students to search their skills and see how they have to be written in order for an applicant tracking system to identify them properly. Resume uploads are completely unlimited for students though. Something to note is that the analysis writes over itself, so this interactive piece will always be the most recently uploaded, but they can download PDF versions of their analysis as well to keep track of their progress or submit for assignments. Now, after they upload their resume, they can take an interview or upload their LinkedIn profile for review. So I'll go back to my dashboard page and schedule my interview next. They have to have the resume in there first because the interview questions are based on the content of their resume. But here I'll just select the industry I'm interested in. Students also have the option to copy and paste a job description in here and take an interview based on their experiences as well as the job description, but I'll select an industry for now. I'll click continue. And they schedule the interview just for 5 minutes in advance. So they have time to check their setup. I do have a little workaround so I can show you what the start of an interview is like for students. There we go. They just start, share their camera and microphone access. Then it's a quick testing page just to make sure that they're in frame. And I'll click continue, select my interview type. The only difference here really is real-time supports iPads, tablets, and mobile devices. It's a bit more conversational, but it does require a better internet connection. I'm gonna go ahead and go with standard for right now. Click continue, make sure I'm ready to go and smile, and it starts the interview for me.
Hi, Michaela, great to meet you. I am Quinn, and I will be conducting your interview. I've reviewed your resume to prepare the interview. For the interview, you will have 2 minutes for your first question and 90 seconds for each subsequent question. The time remaining for each question will be shown on the clock below. If you have finished your answer before your time runs out, feel free to proceed to the next question. The timer is optional, so if you need more time for a certain question, feel free to turn it off. Let's get started. Please tell me a bit about yourself.
So that's Quinn. Every interview starts with please tell me a bit about yourself for the students to practice their elevator pitch. And then there's 6 more questions based on the content of their resume and either that job description or industry they selected. I'll move forward. You can hear a little feedback and then the creation of the next question.
You're starting on the right foot, but you need to talk in more detail about your experiences at Quinncia.io or University of Nebraska at Omaha to provide an adequate response. Take a moment to brainstorm and even look at your resume before our next mock interview. You can glean some ideas to share. Could you tell me a little more about your time at University of Nebraska at Omaha?
So there you can see it gives a little feedback, then goes right into the next question where it asks about my university. It can also ask about the experiences, degree, majors. The questions are different every time, but it only takes about 10 minutes to complete a Quinncia interview. It does take Quinn about an hour to analyze the entire video. Students are given an email notification when it's ready, so they don't have to just wait for it on the site. But this is what their interview analysis looks like. So at the top of the page, they have a question by question breakdown so they can see how they did on every question they answered. And Quinn will also include flags in key areas here. So I have an audio flag to slow down my pace of speech. I have some content flags to focus on quantifying, elaborate on my past roles, more on that. But these change per question, as you can see there. And below there, the students have their overall interview analysis where they can see everything from their rate of speech and filler words down to the skills they highlight, the answer length, the bar turns green when they hit their recommended. Speech analytics is how they speak when they answer questions. Quinn is looking at their eye contact. They just have to be face forward looking at the screen. It's also looking at their change in enthusiasm from question to question. Like a normal conversation, you wouldn't be over the top the whole time, but you also wouldn't be completely uninterested. And then finally, their micro expressions, which are their changes in facial expressions as they answer questions. So the idea behind that is if they're engaged with Quinn, their face will go through the emotions of the stories they tell. This has no impact on their overall score though. There's a lot of differences that go into how we change our faces when we talk. So this is just to show them what they make throughout the interview. But interviews are also fully unlimited. Students could find 100 job descriptions and take 100 interviews if they want. Keep in mind the analysis does write over itself, just like the resume side. So it will be the most recent analysis here, but again, they can download PDFs of their feedback. And the last portion of Quincia is LinkedIn. So they can also upload their LinkedIn profile. All they do is go back to their dashboard page and click Upload New. And there's a couple options for LinkedIn. They can either analyze their PDF, and we have the instructions here on how they get it, or they can add the Quincia LinkedIn extension to their Chrome, and then they just click go to LinkedIn, and it allows Quinn to pull the information from each page of the site. So here you can see it pops up down here, and I just click start LinkedIn analysis. Now, I don't want to submit this right now because I want to go over my previous analysis with you, but you can see how it works. And let me go back and show you what that analysis looks like for students. Here we go. Oh, didn't love that. Okay, there we go. LinkedIn analysis only takes 90 seconds as well. And this is what they see for their LinkedIn. So they've got their score and badge up here, scoring breakdown in the middle, and flags and improvements to focus on again. And the flags and improvements for LinkedIn are broken out into two sections. So first being general, those are all the checklist items of having a complete LinkedIn profile. So you can see I have flags for a standard background picture, missing profile picture, but even some customization. I am using the default LinkedIn headline. Then the second area of analysis is content, and that's where Quinn is going section by section through the profile, looking for keywords and skills, as well as a resume match. So if the students have any good experiences on their resume, they're not highlighting somewhere on LinkedIn, Quinn will give them a flag like this so that they can mention that experience and all their skills on LinkedIn. At the bottom of the page, they will have another skills gap analyzer so they can see how their LinkedIn skills match up to job descriptions online, another skills cloud so they can see what skills they're already highlighting, and of course they can download their last 3 PDFs of their analysis. LinkedIn is the only side of Quincia that is limited. They keep track on their dashboard page, so underneath the upload new button, they will see how many analysis they have available. 5 of 5, 4 of 5, so on, so forth. You don't see it on my test account, but it's a big banner right here. And if the students have questions, they can use the Need Help button. This links to our resource library where there's tons of articles and videos. But what's really helpful is we have this chat function where they can email a member of our support team directly. These are real people. We figure at this point they've gotten enough analysis from the computer. If they are having questions, they should have real people to give them answers, and they are just on from 9 to 5. Now that the students have completed their entire assignment, how do you find them within Quincia? So let me switch over to my admin account. I'll log out of my student and sign in to my admin. Here we go. And again, single sign-on will launch for your university. And then once you're logged into your admin account, you just go to the student list here to view all of your students and how they did on their assignments. So in here, you'll only see the students relevant to you, but you can search them by their name. You can export this list if that's easier for you to use a CSV file of their last 10 scores. But what's nice about the student list is you'll notice that you have access to view their resume, LinkedIn, and interview. You can see everything the student sees here. So if I click into resume, I can see all of Hamal's flags and improvements. And if I notice anything extra, I can add those comments right on his document. So I just highlight it here. When I type it out and click submit, he'll be notified that he has additional analysis to review. And it's the same for interview and LinkedIn. So if I go back to my student list here, we can see LinkedIn interview, and I can see he's taken 2 interviews. So if I wanted to go in and watch his video, I can here and leave comments per question. If you're having questions as you're going through your admin account, you also have access to the Need Help button that is tailored towards you. There's assignment breakdowns, grading rubrics, all of that. But you can also reach out to your university relationship manager for help.